Hey Advanced Art Pack, this is your first video lesson on Hark, the Herald Angels Sing. So I just want to explain to you what is in the song. Hopefully you started looking at the notes, writing in your note letters, and doing all that. Perfect. So the way it's broken down is it's going to be kind of like etude where we're going to have shapes, okay? So you're going to start with a triangle, and followed by that triangle you have a black triangle. Okay, if you remember an etude, we use the same shape because they're pretty much the same, but there's a little bit of a difference, and we'll go into those, okay? And then after those two triangles, you're going to have a square and then another square, okay? And again, this one's going to be like a blue square and then a black square. They're pretty much the same, but there's a little difference, okay? And then the last part, we're going to have two circles, okay? And same thing, you're going to have like a blue circle and then a black circle because they're pretty much the same, but there's that little difference at the end, okay? So in this video, we're just going to look at the triangles, okay? If you're looking at your music, it's the first two lines in your music, okay? So we're gonna just do it all pizzicato, and I'll go 4 notes at a time, okay? And I want you to know in this video, we're just gonna focus on the notes and rhythms. If you're noticing some other things in your music, like slurs or other weird symbols, we will get to those in another lesson video, okay? Anytime I'm learning a new piece of music, I like to focus on just the notes and the rhythm, okay? So first 4 notes, they're all on your D string. You're gonna start on your open D, no fingers, and then you're gonna play 3 fingers 2 times. And the second, third finger, your second G, is going to be just a little bit longer than the first one. And after you do that, you're going to lift and do 2 fingers. Okay, so those are just the notes right there. You're going to play open D, 3 fingers, 2 times on your D string, and then your second finger on your D string. Okay, so now here's the rhythm part, okay? You should see in your music, you've got ta, ta, and then there's a ta with a dot next to it, followed by a weird looking note that's got like a flaggy thing or like a ponytail, okay? That's called a dotted quarter note, and then an 8th note followed after it. You may have done this with Mr. V. If you're not sure, just take my word for it, okay? So it's gonna go ta, 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 ti. That last one's gonna be shorter than the other one, so it'll sound like this. Ta, 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 ti. And it'll make a lot more sense when we get to the next 4 notes, okay? So the next 4 notes, these are all tas, super straightforward. You're gonna do your 3rd finger on your D string, and then you're gonna kind of cheat a little bit. You're gonna plop that 1st finger over in your A string while those other fingers are still down, and you're going to play 1 finger on your A string 2 times, and then an open A. So 3 on D, 1 on A 2 times, open A. Okay, without me talking. Ta, 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 ta. Okay, so if we were to play all of those notes from the very beginning together, it'll sound like this. Okay, go ahead and do it again. I'm going to do the finger numbers up here, okay? D string's here, A string's here. Are you ready? Oh, 1, 2, try it by yourself. 0, 3, 3, 2, 3, 1, 1, A. How'd you do? Give yourself a fist of 5. If you're somewhere like here, maybe even here, maybe, go back. Pause the video. Go back. Watch it again. Do it as many times as you need to, okay? If you're like here, then keep watching. You don't need to pause. Unless you want to do it again, that's totally fine, okay? So, those notes we just played, first half of our first triangle. And that's going to be the same thing for the next triangle. So blue triangle and black triangle have those notes in common. Those are the same when you play them, okay? So here's where it's different. So let's start with blue triangle. You're going to play 3 fingers on your A string 3 times. And then a low 2. Those are just the notes, okay? So let's do it again. You're going to do 3 fingers on your A string 3 times, followed by a low 2. Okay, and then if you're like super mad genius, because you are, you noticed in your music, you've got that weird quarter note thing with the dot, and then that weird 8th note thing with like the flaggy ponytail, whatever you want to call it. Okay, it's going to be the same as the very beginning in terms of the rhythm. You're going to go ta, 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 ti. Ta, 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 ti. Okay, so it'll sound like this. Oops, I messed up. Let's try that again for me. Ta, 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 ti. Okay, and then the last 3 notes you're going to do, you have 2 quarter notes and a half note. You're going to play 1 on A, open A, and then 1 again on A. And that last one is your half note. So 1, 0, 1 on your A string. So all together, let's go all the way back to the 3 fingers on our A string. It sounds like this. Okay, your turn to try it by yourself. Are you ready? Up here, A string. Down here, D string. Except all these notes are on your A string. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, you try it. Ready, go. 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1. I don't know why I moved my hand, but I bet you did it right. Okay. Let's go all the way back to the beginning of blue triangle. So this is blue triangle. Half of blue triangle is the same as black triangle. We'll get to that next, okay? So here's blue triangle from the very beginning, starting with your open D string, okay? Here we go. If you want to point in your music as I play, totally fine. If you want to do pizzicato with me, totally cool. You do you, right? Here we go. 1, 2, blue triangle, go. How'd you do? Fist of 5, how you doing? You know, if you're here, good, because you shouldn't be perfect the first time you do this. I mean, unless you're amazing, because you are. But it's totally fine if you're here. It's fine if you're here, and it's fine if you're here. You know, you gotta be where you gotta be, okay? So, no fret. You keep doing you. Okay? Let's see.